as hardware guys and collectors, we need to understand the line between hoarding and collecting assets or holding hardware. I have so much computer hardware all over my place. Some people would definitely say I'm a hoarder, but to those people, I would say you make an unreasonable amount of money, and the working class doesn't make that kind of money. You have to have a lot of money in order to be a minimalist. Man, recently I helped a minimalist move things out, and she wanted me to throw out a bunch of her old laptops. And one of them was there was no problem. The battery worked. You know, back in the day, it was you didn't throw away a laptop unless the battery was done and the hinges were broken. This thing works. Why are you getting rid of it? You're not even telling me to repurpose it. Just get rid of it. They have no concept. There are a lot of corporations that also have no concept. They don't like to keep anything around, but they also don't like to buy new, and they have to. There's definitely a balance. You got to keep in your head we only got so much space, and unless you're in America, space is unbelievably expensive in any westernized place. But also, things have value, and we have to consider the value, exactly where it sits, exactly how much is being produced, and all of that sort of thing. Now, gold bullion of high value is always generally going to be worth a lot. You want to get it, you want to keep it, you want to keep your mouth shut about it. Don't tell anyone what you got or where you keep it. You're just fine. But man, if you get collectibles like this, then things get a little bit harder because these need to be kept at a certain humidity, at a certain temperature. A flood comes by your stack of gold. It's not going to hurt your gold at all. But guys, I've walked into houses that have been abandoned for about a year, and it's amazing how quickly just the everyday fog will start destroying a place. If you look at my abandoned farmhouse videos, you'll see one that looks like it was made in the 80s, and the tile on the kitchen had it had like decomposed in a way that I didn't think was possible. The structure under the floor was still just fine, but the tile that was on the floor had lifted, and it was so this is like that. If you leave if you leave this in the garage or in the back, humidity's going to get to it and it's going to mess with it. If you leave it in the sun's going to mess it. Oh, geez, I know so many people who have. This is a great example. A signed card, right? You see that? Oh, what's the problem? It's fading away. It's fading away. I remember one time I went into the little shop of Heroes and I looked up on the wall and there was a sign that had a post-it tab on. It's like, Steve, what's up with that post-it tab? Steve's like, oh, hey, Nevin, yeah, you got to put that on there so the signature doesn't fade away. Huh. Hmm. So I also want to talk about this particular card. I pulled this out of a dollar store pristine pack. This is a card with a signature on it. I got more. So it seems like at some certain time, the card group, Tops, and some other different card groups decided to do direct deals where they would have players do multiple signs of multiple cards, or sometimes it would be a sticker. They would sign the sticker and they would put the sticker onto the card. But I never expected to get these in a dollar store pack. Sometimes I get these with my kids just for kicks, and sometimes they'll come with the sleeves. And I just kind of like having the experience with my kids, opening up the cards and putting them in the sleeves and talk a little bit about the teams and some of the experiences I had at the park. I'm not exactly the biggest baseball card fan, but I am a collector of ephemera and I know what things are worth. And in my heart, my childhood heart has a love and a yearning for a signed baseball card because that was a thing nobody else had. It used to be back in the day, it was associated with an experience. These days, definitely not so much. It's something to be sold. which is interesting. We have so many things people save. You say, oh, you take care of it, it's going to be worth money. Yeah, yeah. But you get too many situations where you get too many situations where the market gets flooded and it's too difficult to remember what you have. I got so much stuff in my backyard that now that the sun's gone or the snow's gone, I'm cleaning up the backyard, and my dad has so many shovels. He was looking for this kind of shovel. He didn't realize he posted it at the back of the place, at the back behind the garage. It's a real interesting place back there. It's all organized very nicely, but it's clear Dad hasn't been there for a while. We're the type of people that like to acquire things very easily. All of the stuff that I get here is very easily acquired by me. But the thing is, to me, this is a mandala. This is art. Don't let the things that you own start owning you. Don't associate memories with every little thing, because those memories are only yours, are associated with the thing, but you only have so much space in your loot box. And then after that, you don't got no space. So if you're playing World of Warcraft, you go through a dungeon, you don't even pick up the gray stuff because you're not going to have enough room in your bag. You're going to get over encumbered and you're not going to be able to go anywhere. Think about that as you go forward. Think about that. Do I have the ability to honestly keep this in good shape? And also, do I do my children deserve this space? If you have children, you legitimately need to ask yourself that. Now, one of the reasons why we have hoarders is because during the 30s, nobody had anything. In the 20s, nobody really had anything. And if they did, it was probably created very locally, like super locally, unless they got it from Sears and the railroad brought it. Industrialization after World War One changed everything. Oh, before World War One changed everything, and everyone who lived through the Depression appreciated any little thing. My grandma, for example, found beauty in the birds that were on the boxes of bird seed back in the day, and she'd clip them out. She found beauty in them and she'd put them up. Now, is that trashy? Absolutely. Did it make her happy? You damn right it did. And I wish something so small would make me happy. And also, I wish that I could be as good as she was, as that grandmother that I had, because she was a wonderful woman. She wasn't the smartest or sharpest woman, but her heart knew no limits. So we kind of have that mentality going around with some people. Some people are trying to break away from that mentality because they had grandparents that you couldn't touch anything, you couldn't do anything because they had memories associated with everything. I had a girl that I brought in here that was worried about that, and then she chilled once she found out. They're like, no, this is like a mandala. If it breaks, it breaks. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. And that made her one happy girl. Yeah, yeah. But at the same time, I need you guys to know that there are a lot of things that people are throwing money at, thinking that it will be um, worth more money later. But in the end, it's really just for your own personal satisfaction. It's really for your own thing. Um, okay, so this I keep bringing this thing up because it blows me away. If you were to buy a Star Wars character, this would normally be about $10. But since this is a retro figure, they sold it for 30. So they're not selling it based off of what the thing costs versus what the similar item would be, but they're selling it as a vintage retro figure, and that has an enormous markup. Guys, an enormous markup that just blows me away. $30 one month. The next month it's over in the Dollarama, two doors over for $4. Guys, they're generating scarcity so that you will buy it. Magic the Gathering is getting really bad for that right now too. The Final Fantasy sets they're asking so much money for. Okay, right now I'm starting to wonder I'm starting to wonder all about Magic the Gathering now, as far as an asset goes. Yeah, we can say it's an asset. Hey, lawyers will get into this. Bitcoin is an asset. Lawyers will get into this. Guys, I really think if you're going to invest, you should find a good way to invest in gold. Find someone you trust, buy it, and sit on it. Nobody can tell you or me what the dollar is legitimately based off of. How do we know that the Canadian dollar is based that much off of that thing? What is the inherent worth of anything? If you get too much into it, guys, it'll mess with your mind. But gold always maintains its value for multiple reasons. You need to mix gold with certain things for certain reasons. It has an inherent value because of a lot of things. Everybody wants it. So, literally, if you're going to be investing in something physical, gold or silver, like this stuff, makes you feel good. It makes you happy. But I don't think I've ever made any money off of Oh, wait, one time I sold a Golden Age horror comic for $35. No, it might have been 50. That was Golden Age. I'll never see another horror comic like that. I went to an auction and they were auctioning off magazines, and I wanted the National Geographics. I put a bid in for $1 and I got it. And that's where that came from. I've kind of sold bunches, but like legitimately for comic books, if there's a comic book guy watching, a casual collector, how many comic books do you have that you know you could go on eBay right now and sell without free shipping and sell for more than $40 American? American. How many comics do you have? Like, yeah, you got a million of them, but how much are they legitimately worth? And like, you get a million of them, you got put a lot of work into getting money out of them. And when you go to sell it, so if you're going to go sell it to the comic book shop will give you 2/3 of what they'll sell it for. I'm trying to remember how the games exchange used to work. It used to be video games were 16.99, or you get it 50.99. I think they give you $40 for a new one, maybe less. Definitely less if it was Sega Saturn. They didn't like Sega Saturn back then. But yeah, think about it. Think about what you're hoarding and what you legitimately need and what maybe your kids should have. Anyways, thanks for listening to me, guys. Have a good one. Take care of each other, will you?